Have you ever stood in front of the mirror feeling confident in your outfit, only to notice that something still feels off? Maybe it's not the clothes themselves, but the way small details quietly take away from the polished, elegant image you want to project. The truth is, after 60, it's often not the big mistakes that hold us back, but the little habits and overlooked choices that quietly cheapen our look. And today, we're going to uncover them together. Because let's be honest, style isn't just about fashion trends or expensive labels. It's about presence. It's about how every detail, from the fabric of your blouse to the way you carry your bag, either elevates your look or diminishes it. And the most surprising part, many women don't even realize they're doing these things. Which means, if you keep watching, you'll have the power to spot and correct them before they ever steal away your elegance. Think of it this way: you've spent years building wisdom, grace, and experience. Your look should reflect that, refined, intentional, and timeless. But sometimes, an outdated accessory, a tired hairstyle, or even the wrong posture can send the opposite message. The good news is, none of these are permanent mistakes. Once you're aware of them, they're incredibly easy to fix. And that's exactly why this video matters, because it's not about tearing down your style, it's about showing you how to reclaim your natural elegance and glow. And here's the best part: you don't need to throw out your entire wardrobe or spend a fortune to transform your look. Most of these changes are about awareness and small adjustments. Choosing fabrics that flatter rather than cheapen, accessories that highlight rather than overwhelm, and a hairstyle that enhances rather than ages you. These are the details that separate just dressed from effortlessly elegant. So if you've ever wondered why you don't feel quite as put together as you'd like, or why certain outfits don't photograph well, even though you thought they looked fine, this is the video for you. Because over the next few minutes, we're going to walk through 10 of the most common things women over 60 do, quietly, unintentionally, that subtract from their presence. And once you know what they are, you'll have the tools to step out each day with confidence, grace, and the kind of beauty that never fades with age. Now let's begin with the very first mistake, and it may be hiding right inside your closet. One of the fastest ways to unintentionally cheapen your look after 60 is wearing clothing that simply doesn't fit. You may love a blouse that feels comfortable, but if it hangs off your body like a curtain, it can instantly make you look sloppy. On the other hand, squeezing into pieces that are too tight doesn't make you look youthful. It often has the opposite effect, emphasizing areas you may not want to draw attention to. Fit is everything. Think of how a well-tailored jacket sits perfectly on the shoulders, or how trousers with the right hemline elongate your legs. These subtle details create balance, harmony, and elegance. Ill-fitting clothes, however, do the exact opposite. Oversized pieces can drown your natural shape, while overly tight garments can send a message of discomfort or desperation. Neither reflects the confident, graceful woman you truly are. The truth is, your body has earned its changes over time. Instead of fighting against them, highlight your best features with clothes that skim, not strangle, your figure. A slightly structured blazer, a pair of pants tailored to your proportions, or a dress that follows your natural lines can do wonders. They show the world that you respect yourself enough to wear pieces that truly belong to you. And here's the secret: it doesn't take a closet full of designer labels to achieve this. A few well-fitted essentials, like a crisp white shirt, a pair of tailored trousers, and a simple sheath dress, are often all you need to elevate your everyday style. The investment isn't always money, but intention. Getting that blouse adjusted at the seamstress, or choosing the size that flatters, not just the one you've always worn. So before reaching for that old favorite, ask yourself, does this piece highlight my elegance, or does it quietly pull me down? Because once you start dressing in harmony with your shape, you'll notice how quickly your presence transforms. And speaking of transformation, the fabric you choose is just as important as the fit. Let's move on to the next detail that can quietly make or break your look: The quality of your materials. Even when your clothing fits perfectly, the fabric itself can quietly betray your look. Have you ever noticed how some materials catch the light beautifully, while others seem to shine in all the wrong ways? Fabrics like low-grade polyester or overly stiff synthetics may be inexpensive, but they often read as cheap the moment you step into natural light. They wrinkle badly, cling in unflattering ways, or give off that unnatural plastic-like sheen that instantly lowers the sophistication of your outfit. The difference between low quality and refined fabrics isn't just about luxury, it's about the way they move with your body. A blouse made of soft cotton or silk skims the skin with ease, while a polyester blend might stick and create static. Linen, cashmere, and quality knits breathe and drape elegantly, whereas thin, artificial fibers can flatten or stretch out after only a few wears. These small details may seem minor, but they quietly send a message about your style standards. Here's the good news. You don't have to spend a fortune to upgrade your fabrics. The key is to be intentional. Look for natural fibers whenever possible. Cotton shirts, linen trousers, or a wool blend sweater that feels soft rather than scratchy. Even within synthetics, there are higher quality options that mimic the drape of silk or the stretch of fine knits without looking cheap. A well-chosen fabric instantly elevates your look, even if the design is simple. When in doubt, do the touch test. Run your hand across the material. Does it feel smooth, breathable, and substantial? Or does it feel thin, shiny, and rough? Trust your instincts. Your clothes should not only look elegant, but also feel comfortable and luxurious against your skin. Once you begin choosing fabrics that flatter instead of cheapen, you'll notice that even the most basic outfit looks more expensive. But fabric isn't the only hidden culprit. Sometimes it's the way we finish an outfit with accessories that makes all the difference. So let's talk about the next detail that can instantly shift your look from polished to outdated. The wrong accessories. Accessories have the power to transform an outfit, but only if they enhance rather than overwhelm. One of the most common mistakes women over 60 make is clinging to accessories that are either too flashy or clearly outdated. Think oversized costume jewelry, clunky belts, or handbags that have long lost their shape. Instead of elevating your look, these pieces can drag it backward, making your style feel dated or even gaudy. The truth is, accessories should whisper elegance, not shout for attention. A single statement piece like a delicate pendant, a silk scarf, or a structured leather bag can make you look polished without overpowering your natural beauty. But when too many bold elements compete for attention, the overall effect becomes distracting. People notice the accessories, not you. And your goal should always be to shine, not to hide behind things that glitter. Another trap many women fall into is holding on to beloved accessories from decades past, thinking they'll come back in style. While fashion is cyclical, not every piece returns in a flattering way. Large plastic bangles or overly ornate brooches might hold sentimental value, but they don't always align with the clean, timeless look that exudes elegance after 60. Instead, consider curating a smaller, more intentional collection. A quality leather tote, pearl earrings, a neutral belt. These are pieces that will never betray your sophistication. And remember, quality matters more than quantity. A few well-made accessories in neutral tones or subtle metallics often outshine a drawer full of cheap, trend-driven trinkets. Your accessories should feel like the finishing touch of a masterpiece painting, meant to enhance, never to distract. So before you leave the house, take a moment to ask, are my accessories supporting my look, or are they stealing the spotlight? Once you pare down and refine your choices, you'll discover how much lighter, fresher, and more timeless you appear. But accessories aren't the only finishing touch that can betray your style. There's another element, one that literally supports every step you take. Let's move on to your shoes and why the wrong pair can quietly cheapen your entire look. Shoes are one of the first things people notice, often without even realizing it. You could be wearing a beautiful dress or a perfectly tailored blazer, but if your shoes are scuffed, worn down at the heels, or simply look careless, they can instantly cheapen your entire appearance. It doesn't matter how polished the rest of your outfit is, tired shoes send a message of neglect. The truth is, shoes carry more than just your steps. They carry your presence. A pair of elegant flats, a classic pump, or well-kept loafers can pull everything together, making you appear intentional and refined. On the other hand, sneakers that look like they've been through decades of errands, or sandals that have clearly lost their shape, can ruin even the most sophisticated ensemble. Comfort matters, of course, but comfort doesn't have to mean careless. Here's the secret. You don't need a closet full of shoes to look elegant. What matters most is condition and style. A few pairs of high-quality, well-maintained shoes in versatile colors, black, nude, navy, or soft metallic, can work for almost any outfit. Keep them polished, replace worn heels, and don't be afraid to retire pairs that have served their time. Your shoes should whisper elegance with every step, not call attention for the wrong reasons. And let's not forget about style. Chunky, orthopedic-looking shoes or overly trendy designs may provide short-term comfort, but they often subtract from the timeless elegance you're aiming for. Instead, look for balance, supportive soles paired with refined shapes. Today, many brands design footwear specifically for women over 60 that blends both comfort and sophistication beautifully. So the next time you're heading out, ask yourself, do my shoes complement my outfit, or are they holding it back? Because when your footwear is chosen with care, it doesn't just support your walk, it elevates your entire presence. Of course, even with polished shoes, there's another detail that can quietly undo your elegance, and this one rests right at the top of your head. Let's talk about your hair, and why the wrong style can age you far more than you realize. Your hair frames your face, and no matter how beautiful your outfit is, a neglected or outdated hairstyle can quietly undermine your entire look. Many women after 60 fall into one of two traps, holding on to the same haircut they've had for decades, or ignoring their hair's changing needs as it turns gray, fine, or dry. While these choices might feel safe or familiar, they can unintentionally add years and make your style feel stuck in the past. The reality is that your hair evolves with you. What worked beautifully in your 40s may not highlight your best features now. A cut that's too severe, a color that looks flat, or ignoring texture can all contribute to a tired, dated appearance. Even the smallest details, like frizz, split ends, or faded color, can make your overall look feel less polished than you deserve. But here's the empowering part. Refreshing your hair doesn't mean chasing trends or making drastic changes. Sometimes it's as simple as soft layers that frame the face, a chic bob that adds movement, or embracing your natural silver with the right shine-enhancing products. Healthy, well-maintained hair has a glow of its own, and it communicates vitality, self-respect, and confidence. Color, too, makes a difference. Overly dark shades can look harsh, while brassy tones can cheapen your look. Instead, think dimension, soft highlights, lowlights, or natural gray enhanced with gloss. These subtle touches brighten your face and align your hair with the elegance you want your style to convey. Remember, your hairstyle is not just about hair, it's about presence. When it's intentional, cared for, and suited to your features, it adds an invisible crown of elegance that no accessory could replace. And here's the transition. Even with beautiful hair, there's another area where many women unknowingly lose their polished look. It's not about what you wear, but how you present your face. Let's move on to makeup and why wearing too much or too little can quietly cheapen your appearance. Makeup is meant to enhance your natural beauty, not hide it. Yet many women over 60 fall into two opposite extremes, wearing makeup that's far too heavy or skipping it altogether. Both choices can quietly cheapen your look, making you appear either overdone or unfinished. Let's start with heavy makeup, thick foundation that settles into fine lines, bold eyeshadow in harsh colors, or overly dark lipstick can feel like they're masking rather than flattering your features. Instead of creating a youthful glow, they often highlight the very things you'd prefer to soften. The result? A look that feels artificial, dated, and anything but elegant. On the other hand, wearing no makeup at all can also work against you. A bare face might feel natural and comfortable, but on camera, in photos, or even in social settings, it can sometimes appear washed out or tired. Makeup doesn't need to be dramatic, but it does add definition, warmth, and vitality, especially as skin tone changes with age. The key is balance. Think light, breathable foundation or tinted moisturizer that evens out your complexion without masking it. A touch of blush brings life to the cheeks, a soft lip color brightens your smile, and well-groomed brows frame your face beautifully. Even a swipe of mascara can instantly make your eyes look more awake. These small, intentional touches elevate your look from plain to polished without feeling forced. And here's something worth remembering. Makeup isn't about trying to look younger. It's about looking vibrant, confident, and put together. A natural glowing finish communicates self-care, sophistication, and elegance in a way that heavy layers never could. But even when makeup is just right, there's another element that can quietly undo your polished image. And this time, it's not about what you put on your face, it's about how you carry yourself. Let's move on to posture and body language, and why the way you move can make or break your elegance. You can wear the most elegant outfit, have the perfect hairstyle, and apply just the right amount of makeup. But if your posture is slouched or your movements appear rushed, the sophistication you worked so hard to create can vanish in seconds. Poor posture and careless body language quietly cheapen your look more than you might imagine. Think about it. Standing with rounded shoulders or walking with your head down doesn't just affect your appearance, it changes how others perceive you. Instead of elegance and confidence, it can suggest fatigue, insecurity, or even a lack of self-respect. And here's the surprising truth. People notice these signals instantly, often before they even register your clothing. The good news is that improving posture and body language doesn't require drastic effort. It begins with awareness. Stand tall with your shoulders gently back, chin slightly lifted, and core engaged. Move with intention, not haste. Even the simple act of walking at a steady, graceful pace communicates calm confidence. When you sit, keep your back straight and avoid slumping into chairs. These small adjustments instantly change the energy you project. Body language also extends beyond posture. Crossing your arms tightly, avoiding eye contact, or constantly fidgeting can all make you appear closed off. Instead, practice open gestures, relaxed arms, a genuine smile, and steady eye contact. These cues radiate warmth and self-assurance, qualities that never go out of style. Remember, elegance is as much about presence as it is about fashion. Clothes may set the stage, but posture and movement bring the performance to life. When you carry yourself with poise, you elevate not just your look, but your entire aura. And speaking of presence, there's one more everyday detail that many women overlook, one that quietly speaks volumes about refinement. Let's talk about handbags and personal items, and how outdated or worn pieces can unintentionally diminish your elegance. Handbags are more than just functional, they're one of the most visible statements of your style. Yet too often, women hold on to bags that have lost their structure, show frayed edges, or simply look outdated. Even if the rest of your outfit is perfectly put together, carrying a tired-looking bag can quietly cheapen your entire appearance. Think about it. A handbag is almost always with you, and people notice it as part of your overall silhouette. A slouchy, overstuffed tote or a purse with worn-out handles doesn't reflect the elegance you want to project. In the same way, tiny details like scratched sunglasses, a peeling wallet, or a keychain full of clutter can send subtle signals that undermine your polished image. The solution isn't about owning dozens of designer pieces. It's about having a few timeless, well-made options that you care for intentionally. A structured leather tote, a sleek crossbody in a neutral shade, or even a small evening clutch can instantly elevate your look. These pieces don't shout for attention, but they quietly reinforce sophistication. And when they're in good condition, they show the world that you value quality over excess. Personal details matter just as much. Freshly cleaned glasses, a neat manicure, and even a well-kept phone case all contribute to the message you send. It may sound small, but these finishing touches often separate just dressed from truly elegant. Remember, after 60, less is more. Streamline your everyday carry, avoid clutter, and choose accessories that stand the test of time. When every detail aligns, your look communicates refinement from head to toe, and that brings us full circle. We've walked through clothing, fabrics, accessories, shoes, hair, makeup, posture, and personal items, the small but powerful details that either elevate your presence or quietly diminish it. Now let's bring everything together in our conclusion and remind ourselves why elegance after 60 is not only possible, but more powerful than ever. Now that we've uncovered the 10 things that can quietly cheapen your look after 60, it's time to step back and see the bigger picture. What you've probably noticed is that none of these details are about chasing youth or following fleeting fashion trends. They're about refinement, intention, and self-respect, qualities that never fade with age. When clothing fits well, it shows you understand your body and embrace it with confidence. When you choose fabrics that drape elegantly, you demonstrate a love for quality over quantity. Accessories, shoes, and handbags all play supporting roles, adding polish instead of distraction. And let's not forget hair and makeup, which are powerful tools not for hiding, but for enhancing the beauty that's already yours. Layer in posture, body language, and those tiny finishing touches, and suddenly your presence is transformed. The truth is, elegance is not an accident. It's a daily choice. It's the quiet decision to retire pieces that no longer serve you, to carry yourself with dignity, and to present yourself as the woman you've worked a lifetime to become. And while it may feel like small details, swapping a bag, refreshing a haircut, straightening your posture, these details are precisely what set you apart. Remember, style after 60 isn't about looking younger. It's about looking vibrant, authentic, and timeless. Every adjustment you make is really a message. I value myself. I choose grace. I honor the woman I am today. That's the kind of elegance that can't be bought, and it certainly can't be cheapened. So as you step into your day, think about which of these small changes you can make right now. Maybe it's polishing your shoes, choosing a softer hairstyle, or finally letting go of that beloved but tired handbag. Start small and watch how these intentional choices ripple through the way you feel and the way others respond to you. And if this video has reminded you of just how powerful your presence can be, don't let the inspiration stop here. I invite you to subscribe for more style and lifestyle insights designed specifically for women over 60. In fact, my next video will guide you through the wardrobe staples every elegant woman should own after 60. The timeless pieces that make getting dressed effortless and chic. Because you deserve more than just put together. You deserve to walk into every room feeling radiant, respected, and absolutely unforgettable.